And 3, 2, 1. Welcome all, and welcome Ben. How are you?
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever everyone is, and back to television. It has been a while, hasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it has. What did we do last?
Oh, what was it? It was Vice, wasn't it? Oh, no, was it Manimal?
That was a while back.
It was Manimal, yeah. Because I think
Manimal.
we held off on it. Yeah, we held off on it because I was having the kitchen done, so that delayed things. And then you got catastrophically ill for a while, and that kind of screwed up the schedule. So,
so we're back. Yeah. But yes, that's apparent.
Yeah.
What happened? Did I bugger up the schedule? Yes, this was on YouTube scheduled for yesterday night because I put it for that because I can't read calendars where my calendar had it tonight. So that's usually the other way around. But evening, AJ, welcome. Welcome, Ian, who's still waiting for the Time Bandits that I said was on Sunday, but that was set for next month.
Okay.
So hopefully on track. Yeah. But there might be one or two people that don't know what Spaced is. So I have a low-resolution trailer for you. So here we go.
Go for it.
This is our house. We've lived here for about a year. Our landlady lives upstairs. There's another guy that lives in the basement. And we sometimes have friends around and stuff.
But we're not a couple.
No. No. We just,
get on.
Own Spaced, a complete series, coming to DVD summer 2008.
I'm guessing that's one. I didn't look at the date.
That sums it up pretty
perfectly.
Yeah. I don't think this. I think this was the. This is the last release. Actually, I don't think it's been released since this box set.
So there's no Blu-ray.
There's no Blu-ray. No, there was. I think 2 individual releases of Series 1 and Series 2 separately, and then I think this one came around 2005 or 6. I think it was around about that time. But I will say that's actually not my box set. That's actually my wife's box set.
Oh, well, there we go.
So for the first time, not all these discs are mine behind me. Some of them are hers, and the Space box set is hers. Yeah, she just bought it after we started dating. Yeah, been that long.
Ah, nice.
And she was the one that introduced me to Space. I didn't see it originally when it was on Channel 4. Not originally. Yeah.
Oh dear. Yes, that is true. Only 12 episodes. Is it 13 episodes?
14. 14 episodes.
14.
Yes.
I can't count. I knew it was 7 on the second one. I thought the DVD separates.
Yes. Yeah, I think the only difference is on this box set there's a lot more outtakes, and there's a 80-minute retrospective on there, which is quite informative and worth watching. And there's some commentaries as well on some of the episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. But
and I think it does have. This is probably the first box set that actually has an introduction written on it. It says, "Dearest viewer, thank you for purchasing this special 3-disc presentation of the quirky, award-winning sitcom Spaced. Particular thanks if you have already purchased the existing versions of the quirky, award-winning sitcom Spaced, and you're buying it all over again for the new bits. That's exactly the sort of thing a Spaced fan would do. So turn off the lights, spark up a fatty, and check your coat pockets for Jaffa cakes. Tonight is going to be a large one. Yours sincerely, Simon Pegg, Jessica Stevenson, and Edgar Wright." Actually says it on this. Literally written in that, yes. Yeah. So this one of the finest box sets out there. I mean, this is when they, would give it the treatment, good artwork, and actually, do well with the DVD menus, and just make it a bit of fun, to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they forget about that
now. But that's the last release, and there hasn't been any releases since. But you can watch it on Channel 4 streaming.
Just realised my mic wasn't even on me. Did I drop out for a second?
Just for a brief second. It's the heat.
Yeah, my internet. If I move, yeah, it is. If I move too much, the internet goes down. So yes, it's too orangey for crows. That's an old reference in space. So
yes, I mean, there's probably not many people from the States that would know what Kiora actually is. Yeah.
But there we go. Yes. Good evening, Andy Savoy, reading movies. Ian, is there an epilogue? About them arguing about the name of their child on the double DVD.
Yes, there is. Right at the very end of the retrospective, when you've got Simon, Jessica, and Edgar, they've gone back to the house and they're, filming in front of it. And then they sort of walk off, and then it sort of pans back to the door, and then Daisy and Tim come out with a baby. And say, I wonder who that was. I don't know, it's probably just some fans. And then Tim's like, come on, Luke. And then as he's holding the baby, and then Daisy's like, I told you, we're not naming her Luke. So, yeah.
I must have missed that one.
Yeah, it's literally right at the very end of the documentary. It's the last frame. So, yeah.
Yeah, there is mention in the trivia about how everyone gets a happy ending after the series.
Pretty much, yeah. It does get resolved very nicely. And as we always say, a lot of shows can learn from this. It doesn't need a long run. You can get 2 series in. Bish, bash, bosh, job done. Beginning, middle, ending. Everything concludes. No need for any more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Technically, I think, was it Simon Pegg's too big to come back? Now he's in The Boys, Star Trek, Star Wars, Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I have to say, considering, where Simon came from, he's done pretty well for himself. And as we know, Edgar has gone on to many great things as well.
Yeah.
And really, I can't really see them coming back because they're busy with movies now. They're literally in the Hollywood system, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Cornetto trilogy, and then, Shaun of the Dead got them noticed by Hollywood.
Yeah.
And they had the cameos in Land of the Dead, and then
that's it.
Simon Pegg had a voice in, what is it? The Star Wars. And then he was Scotty in
that's it.
Star Trek, and never look back.
Yeah.
A sort of low-level role in Mission Impossible 3, then back properly in Ghost Protocol, and then on.
Pretty much full-time, full-on there since, yes. Yeah, fair play to him. Yeah,
he did well. I don't think anyone else was as lucky.
I mean, Jessica is sort of, she's sort of stuck to TV. I mean, she's done many sitcoms, and she's done a few dramas and a few comedy skits on BBC. I think she did a thing with David Tennant. She did a thing called Learners, which was a comedy about learner drivers. There was another comedy she did that was called 2012. That was leading up to the London Olympics, about the marketing team, which was quite amusing. And a few other things she's done.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. She guest starred in Doctor Who alongside David Tennant again in a very good 2-parter. And sort of bit parts here and there. And I think she still writes as well. I think she does a lot of writing rather than acting. So.
I think she's more of a writer, isn't she?
Yes, yeah.
Because that's how this came about. There wasn't a show for 20-somethings back in 1999.
Not really, no.
Realistic portrayal. So they thought, let's make our own. And we get this. Because it's friends Tim and Daisy, 20-something North Londoners with uncertain futures, must pretend to be a couple to live in the only apartment they can afford. Which sums it up. That's about it, really.
Yeah. And it is quite relatable because when I did first see this, me and my wife had just moved in and we were sort of in our sort of mid-20s at that point. So very relatable, and yeah, it just shows how tough life can be, particularly if you want to sort of move in and you're having to go from place to place, doing a dead-end job or whatever, and, just trying to find your way in life. And yeah. But like I said, unfortunately, I didn't see it in 99. I don't remember seeing it in 99. No one ever spoke about it. Completely missed it. And then once Shaun of the Dead came around, I saw Shaun of the Dead. Loved it. But as I was watching Shaun of the Dead, I sort of got this feeling of, have these people done something before? Like, have they done a series, or is this based on something that they've done? Because for whatever reason, it just felt familiar, even though I didn't know what it was. And then obviously once I saw Spaced, probably about a year or two later, I was like, now I get it. Same director, same actors, same vibe. Yeah, just bigger budget, bigger movie, pretty much.
Yeah, because it was. Well, that is it, isn't it? Because there's an episode of Spaced, which is him imagining he's been playing Resident Evil too much and seeing zombies everywhere in real life. And then there's a lot of Shaun of the Dead in that clip.
There is, and the amount of references in this, we'll be here for ages if we go through every single reference. But that was its charm, and it really showed how good Edgar was, even on this limited budget, limited schedule. And, you know, to be fair to him, he is one of the finest directors we've got at the moment. And if you want to see his early works, you've got to see this show, because you'll see it all, albeit on a lower budget, but it's all here. Edgar style. Yep.
That it's true. It's music and it's visual style, and it's keeping the camera moving and doing weird cuts and But yeah, hang on, I've completely lost where I am. There we go. I'm still sorry for Simon Pegg when he wrote a Star Trek film, knowing how much he slated Episode 1, thinking how much flack he would take. Yes, he does have a bit of a rant about Episode 1 Star Wars in this series.
Oh, Tim, if you only knew 20 plus years later how worse it would get, even more than Phantom Menace. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely a revival. Luke, hello, Luke. Yeah, awesome show. He's got this on DVD. Cool. Probably the same one as us. If it's not the separate ones. Might be another legend, but I like how Pegg and Frost became friends by finishing off a Star Wars sound effects takeaway.
Apparently, yes. Yeah, they've said that in multiple interviews, just because Simon could do that little black thing that goes around the Death Star. Yeah. Apparently it was that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've read his his autobiography. He is not in it by any stretch. Is he not?
No, I haven't read about it. Yeah, I might have to check that out. Haven't read it. No.
I can only think there was one thing I remember as a joke he said when he was a kid that I could say, "Are you a bummer tied to a tree?" And you'd say no, and then you go, "Bummer on the loose." So that was the level we were at back then. Oh, hello, GamePro. I was literally listening to the soundtrack while washing the dishes. Oi, be lucky. So yeah, it's got a great soundtrack. I've listened to many of the songs back in the day. I'm trying to think who the names of them. There's one called Blood Bubble.
That's it.
And what's the one you put on your video story?
Oh, it was the dance tune.
The dance one, yeah.
Yeah.
I need to track down the A-Team remix as well.
Yeah, I can't find that.
No, it's fully just made for that, wasn't it? Never released.
No, I'm sure someone must have taken the audio and
imagine having an attractive.
Yeah.
An attractive landlady. Well, yes. How do you pay the rent?
Oh, Marsha. What a character.
Yeah, because she's one of those. It's like, was it Father Jack in Father Ted? She's nothing like that in real life. She's
not.
One clip where she has an alternate reality vision, and she's posh and on a sports program, which is how she is in real life.
Yes, yeah.
Very well spoken.
Yes, yeah, and and I think Edgar's used a few guys like Julia Dinkins. He used her for. Was she in? I can't remember if she was in Shaun of the Dead, but she was in Hot Fuzz as the landlady in the pub.
I've never put that together. So now you say that, I can see it.
And then also she has a brief part in The World's End when the boys check into the hotel, and she's the receptionist at the hotel as well. Yeah.
All right. I need to watch these more clear. I guess because it was 10, 15 years later, I didn't recognize her.
Yeah. She still looks the same, and I think in some of those cameos that she has, I think she does put on the Marsha voice. I think she still talks like that. So,
Yeah, they went straight over my head. Oh, yeah. You're fired, Larry. Get out.
I thought Babylon 5 was rubbish.
Babylon 5's a big pile of shit. Hey, turn the blue iris. Oh, you'll never leave. Yeah. Watching Shaun of the Dead was like a game of Spot the Space Cars. Yes, because Daisy or Jessica is in that as a small part.
Yeah. And it's sort of like she's having her own movie and they sort of bump into her movie. Like she's got the exact same amount of people.
Yeah. That's really clever. Because who's in there as well? There's a few that isn't. The only gay in the village is Nick Frost is alternate, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Matt Lucas. Yeah. And Reece Shearsmith's in it as well. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. He's in a couple of episodes of this. And that's also the other guy from League of Gentlemen that isn't Reece Shearsmith or the one fat one.
Mark Gatiss.
That's him.
Yes,
Who-
he plays the agent. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever agent he's supposed to be. But yeah, a whole episode of Matrix
Yeah.
style stuff. Oh, Resident Evil is how I got into the show. I can see that.
There you
'cause,
go.
yeah. I would probably punch someone in the face for saying Hawk the Slayer was rubbish. There's quite a few people that might say that, though, unfortunately. Heathens, of course. Let's give Krull a go. Dad, calm down. Let's give Krull a go. Yeah. Tim, people like Jar Jar. You can keep your 50p's and all the money you saved. Apparently, poor Sam Pegg was a bit sorry after he found out making all these jokes about Jar Jar and finding out the guy that played Jar Jar had all his mental health issues and problems afterwards.
Apparently, yeah, according to IMDb and
The internet.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd imagine I am Edgar Wright if I had talent and didn't drink as much. Yes, I could make films like that quite easily if I had talent and a budget and the equipment.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, why? Space got me into writing skits. Love the show so much, yeah.
Mhm.
Let's have a look. Should have put my Evil Dead 2 and Dawn of the Dead original posters for this. Yeah, because you've got the...
Yeah.
Hang on. Where's... Oh, it's in the loft. I was going to say, where's my Evil Dead 2 poster? I've got a little tiny one, but it's in the loft. Mine is signed by the artist, though, so there you go.
Oh, very nice, yeah.
He's buggered off. One of my favourite memories is buying Shaun of the Dead on VHS from Woolworths on a Sunday. There you go.
Bloody hell.
Buying physical media on a Sunday. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead I don't have on VHS. I should look that up. I don't know if it's probably going to be quite rare now.
Yeah, that's probably one of the last few VHSs that came out. I would say 2004, wasn't it? Yeah, around that time. Maybe late 2004. Yeah, probably quite hard to find. Yeah.
I got the fucking dance song. I'm like, doon, 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 doon. It's in my head. I can hear it. Doon, 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 doon. I'm generally ashamed it took me 20 years to spot Hawk the Slayer in the daylights.
Mm.
I did not know that. I didn't even know that. So yeah. I need to cap on that. Now, before we carry on, did you see the spaced American version?
No, I haven't. No, I'm aware that once again, the Americans tried to take one of our great shows and make it their own. As a result, it never works. We all know this, but no, I've never seen any footage or any. I just know that it existed, but I don't know how far it got.
Yeah, I only found out about it today. Came out in 2008 as a pilot, but like you say, they missed the mark totally because it starts off the same, where but instead of flashing between her and him, Daisy and Tim or whatever their names are in America, he is talking to his girlfriend.
Okay.
You can see her in the same shot, so just
Right.
they've missed the mark on the opening scene. So
Well, yeah.
what's clever about the opening scene in the first one is you think they're talking to each other, but they're not.
Exactly. Yeah, that's one of Edgar's strengths. Just those little snippets that he'll put in there. You think that you're watching two people having a conversation. It turns out they're having two different conversations with two different people. I mean,
Yeah,
it works so well.
yeah, it's very clever because apparently it was the first sitcom, at least British sitcom, not to have a laugh track.
Oh, really?
Which apparently helped it because all the others had laugh tracks.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think if there was any before that, but obviously not. No.
I'm trying to think, yeah, because I've never noticed. So, but I never like laugh tracks anyway.
No. I mean, it serves its purpose for some shows, but now and again, it's does work, doesn't work. I mean, it's overused in America a lot, but I mean, I don't mind it. I can take it or leave it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the other thing was sitcoms had like two static cameras facing the set or something, and people are in. Oh. Dropped off for a second there, but yeah, you're back. They have two cameras facing the like Big Bang Theory, just two cameras facing the couch or whatever. But
Yes,
it's not even keeping still on
No.
space.
And the way this was filmed, it was always usually just one camera, moving around within the flat and not having to sort of do it in a sort of traditional way, a much more cheaper way, much more affordable way to try and get it done as quick as possible to give it that authenticity that Edgar wanted.
Yeah. So certainly made its own unique style, didn't he?
Oh yes, yeah.
Even when he's parodying or homaging other films.
Yeah, whether it was the paintball scene or the slow-mo guns or anything like that. Come on, we've all done that, lads. Admit it. We've all done that when we were
No,
kids.
no, that'd be childish. There was quite a lot of similar weird cultish TV shows on the telly from that era, from Stella Street, Adam and Joe, Garth Marenghi, The Mighty Boosh, and The IT Crowd. Yes.
Yes, yeah.
That's a good point. I used to watch all over. Wow, I never watched The Mighty Boosh.
No, I never really got into that. Yeah, I haven't seen Stella Street in years. I want to see that again. That was, yeah.
I think that had 3 series and a TV movie, I think.
Okay, because I vividly remember the Alan Rickman character in some of the episodes. Yeah, just
My favourite was Roger Moore or Keith Richards. Yeah, Keith, you seen the price on these tin peaches? Or Michael Caine. I got to get back. The Swarm's on telly tonight.
Yeah. With Alan Rickman was like, I'm going to go upstairs to kill myself. Weird stuff like that.
But I love Edgar Wright, and he would have. I love how Edgar Wright would. Something's dropped outside. Would get dropped off at the cinema for a double bill. That's so much like my life. There we go. Yeah, I used to get dropped off at the cinema. I'll see you in 2 hours. IT Crowd, and Garth Marenghi are great.
Yeah.
Because there was American IT Crowd, wasn't there?
Apparently, I think Rich Bradawadi did take part in the first episode, but again,
was it
anywhere at all? Yeah.
I think is it only The Office that ever took off?
I think it might be, actually. That's probably the only one that has been massively successful. Yeah, it probably is.
I think Fawlty Towers had 3 attempts.
Oh, really?
Yes. I saw it today, just flashed up the 3 failed pilots of American.
God.
Stupid Americans.
They'll never learn.
I do think it's cool. People in the industry. Yeah. You could imagine getting a kebab at like 3 a.m. and watching late night Channel 4.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Apart from the kebab. Here's someone. Who's this?
Hey.
Maybe Cheer Pogger. I never watched the show in its original run, but ended watching up years later after enjoying Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fast. Yeah. I think that's how 50% of the people found it. Can't beat British comedies.
Because I don't think the rerun. I don't think it reran much after it first aired. It was obviously, it must have, once Shaun of the Dead did come out, that probably gave it a little bit of a resurgence. It must have done. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it originally when it came out. Because it was on September 24th, 1999.
God, I was still in sixth form at that point. So,
Bastard.
Yeah.
Not talking to you anymore. It's just to make me feel old. But if I could scroll properly.
Yeah.
Damn hands. Right. The episodes. So I was trying to think. So September to 7 episodes. November the 5th, 1999, and then season 2.
Yeah.
The first one. Yeah, 2001. So they missed February 2001. So they had 18 months off.
Yeah, a bit of a gap. And Edgar did say that before the first series even aired, the second series was already commissioned because Channel 4 were happy with it straight away. They knew that this could be a hit. It could do well. And considering how cheap it was to make as well and how creative it was, they gave it a second series straight away, which is, that probably did him the world of good. Yeah. Definitely for his. So.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That's another one, yeah. Sanford and Son was a successful transfer. I suppose Three's Company, which was a spin Man About the House, wasn't it? But that's 270 shows, so nothing modern. Any Big Train fans? Yes, I used to watch Big Train. That's where a lot of these people from this TV show turned up in. Because originally Mark Heap, who plays Brian Top, the artist, wasn't cast. They wanted one of their friends, but he was unavailable, so they got Mark Heap.
Yeah, because they mentioned that the inspiration for Brian actually came from the previous series they did called Asylum that Jessica and Simon did.
Asylum.
Yeah, And there was this weird eccentric artist, and that's where the inspiration came from. And they wanted him, but he wasn't available, and so they cast who did they cast instead? What's his name? Mark Heap. Yeah,
Nucky, yes.
yes, yeah. And yeah, Brian is a very weird oddity. I don't know how you can read him. I don't know if all artists are this awkward or that eccentric. Have moments of anger and fear and childhood trauma, and just very awkward in social situations the whole time.
My favorite bit with him is when he gets knocked out in his installation, and everyone thinks it's part of it, where he's covered in green paint and on the floor.
Yeah, and always Marsha's always trying to hit on him. She's like, "Hello, Brian," and he's like,
Just because he couldn't pay the rent one time.
Yeah. It's like, well, if you please me, I'll let you. Yeah. you know what's going to happen. Horny, mature women. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Train was good and weird. That is facts. I was just saying to my nephew today, the US remakes, and we have messed up a lot of their shows too. That is true. Both sides don't know what they're doing. Wait, yeah, they made a US IT crowd. Well, you might only find clips of it online. That's about it. I don't know if you can find
Apparently,
the
it
whole
does exist. I think Richard Ayoade's quite pleased that none of it got out. There might be some clips here and there. It never actually made it to air. Yeah, it was like only a pilot that was never aired. Yeah.
Which is just no, I'm not ashamed, I gotta say. But yeah, it's not the only one, is it?
No.
Because that's it. Edgar, Simon Pegg, and Jessica had nothing to do with the American version. They weren't even asked about it. I think Edgar might have been talked to him about it, but he turned it down, and then they just did it anyway because they had the rights. So I think
he did confirm that he was. Yeah, he did confirm on the retrospective that he knew about it and was asked about it, but after a lot of thought, he was just like, nah, it's not going to work.
Yeah. So they watered that because the Brian artist, well, it's not Brian, he's a Mexican artist in the other one, and then he does the whole pain and anger bit, but it's not in the same style, so it's just him. It's just doesn't work because it's just him. Right. It doesn't change the style at all. It just cuts to him doing it in a very boring way. So you caught space on the second series episode. Metal is hooked from the RoboCop reference. Yeah, that's awesome. It goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Love that. Oh,
the Robot Wars. Yes.
We don't talk about Robot Wars.
No, second rule of Robot Wars is no smoking.
That's a good one. That's great.
Yeah, it starts off with it saying, the first rule of Robot Wars is you don't talk about Robot Wars. The second rule of Robot Wars is you don't talk about Oh no, sorry, there's no smoking. But they're all in there in their vests or topless, aren't they? Grease and sweat. Yes, Mallrats. That's definitely a lot of references to sci-fi and films in that one.
There is a lot. You haven't seen Mallrats in ages. I need to watch that again. Yeah, it's full of references.
Oh yes, David Williams does appear in space as a very diverse character who does use pronouns back then.
Apparently, this character would fit in right now in 2024. That character is
it's called Vulva.
So could you say that Hoover? You could say Simon Jessica predicted the future in some way with the episode art. I mean,
because Dennis Penn is playing Hoover.
Oh yeah, Paul Kaye's in that as well, isn't he? Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah, I love Paul Kaye. Very talented. Yeah, great guy. I did see him at a Comic-Con once when I was queuing up for Peter Weller. I was queuing up to see him, and Paul Kaye just walked past as I was queuing up, and I sort of looked right at him, and then he looked right at me and went, "Right, mate," and just carried on walking.
That's so nice. Pretty.
Yeah.
Didn't tell you. Fuck off! Don't look at me. As an American fan, I'm also glad it didn't get out. Yes. Although, yeah. I must. Yeah, it was on someone was doing a video about the film, how they failed at making this American, and they didn't need much evidence. Oh, a tangent back there. Oh, yes, Rock Profiles, Lucas and Williams before they did Little Britain. She hasn't got the range, dear. The range, which is Shirley Bassey. Matt Lucas as Shirley Bassey. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. There you go. The UK version of Married with Children. Russ Abbott.
Really?
I had high hopes for that. But yeah,
No.
it was terrible.
Never seen it.
Go on. Yeah, I got Rock Profiles on DVD. My favorite jokes of all time: the Five Doctors, Hartnell, Baker, McCoy, Davison, and Lazenby. They were very clever back then, Savoy. They lost their way a bit now. Oh yes, they can't do half the quarter of the stuff they used to do.
Yeah, no, it's not going to work in this in this time. No. Definitely not.
No, it'd be funny,
Funny,
but they
but
wouldn't be
yeah,
allowed to show.
no,
They wouldn't be allowed to show it.
no.
Now, season 1 and season 2 are very different. Do you think?
Yeah, I'd say in terms of like the second series, it's a bit more bombastic and they go a bit more ambitious with some of their ideas. You know, I think the action set pieces are a bit more larger, not by much, but a little bit. Whereas the first series is a lot more grounded within the flat mostly. You know, except for maybe the paintball episode is probably the most elaborate from the first series, and when they rescue Colin from the dog pound, that's probably
Yeah.
quite ambitious. But
Another Mike eats the paintballs.
it was mainly it was the paintball episode was probably the biggest idea they came up with. But for the second series, yeah, you had the Matrix scene in the lobby.
Oh, yes.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. You take that a second.
Okay. Yeah, random space actor who then appeared in some Hollywood movies is the paperboy from the party episode. Was in Dragon Tattoo and Edge of Tomorrow. Okay. Just going through the actors who were in this. Obviously, yeah, you had Simon Pegg, Jessica Stevenson, or Hines as she's now known as. Yeah, Julie Deakin as Marsha, Nick Frost. This was his first gig. Mark Heap as Brian. And you had Katie Carmichael as Twist, or Twick as Marsha called her in one episode. You had Lucy Ackhurst, who was Sophie. Bill Bailey shows up as Bilbo, as the comic book store owner. Michael Smiley as Tyres. What a character. Tremendous teeth. And obviously we had the League of Gentlemen, Reece Shearsmith as Dexter, Robot Wars episode. Mark Gatiss, who shows up as the Agent. Obvious spoof of the Matrix. Yeah, Paul Kaye with David Williams as well. Was there anyone else? Kevin Eldon, Claire Rushbrook as well. She's been in loads of British shows, sitcoms and dramas. Ricky Gervais has a brief appearance as the I think he was the one who made the ad for the newspaper. I think I'm just going through the cast list. Ricky Gervais briefly shows up at the very end.
Yeah, that's it.
Made the actual ad in the newspaper, and he did the misprint, which was that brief.
Which
bit,
caused all the problems.
It does, yeah, for Daisy's birthday, yeah. And a few big names there. I mean, John Sim shows up in one episode. Yeah. As I was saying, Joanna Scanlan.
Yes. Of course, yeah, he's in the Matrix episode.
That's it, yeah, the Matrix episode. Yeah, Joanna Scanlan. She was the boss, the boss in the washing up kitchen. You know, it's a sort of take on the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and yeah.
Oh yes.
I was saying Claire Rushbrook. She was the person who gives Daisy the interview, and that's supposed to be intimidating in some way. But lots of British familiar faces. Keith Allen as well shows up.
Of course.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, David Williams, Paul Kaye, two of the League of Gentlemen, as we said. Michael Smiley as Tyres. I mean, what a character that was.
Yeah.
Shows up twice.
Yeah. I can't do his accent. I'll just do his dance.
That's it. Yeah. And when they're doing when they're doing the dance, and they do like the close-ups of them sort of all dancing, and it cuts to him, and it's like Wilfred Bramley.
Yeah, Wilfred Brimley over at Bramley. But apparently, he was before he was an actor. He really was a delivery bikist at the.
Yes, he was. Yes, yeah, that was kind of his way of just making a bit of cash, and managed to find his way in, and yeah. So yes, that's it.
He was
You only
Before
see him
he
for
was
like a few
famous.
seconds.
Space. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only wouldn't know who he was from Adam back then, but yeah. Small but obsessive fandom, generally excellent show. Still gaining new fans years later. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome,
I was
Mike.
just thinking with
Oh, yes,
Gervais.
Peter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yes, Peter. My goodness, yeah. Hey, Tim.
Doing his almost Darth Maul impression and almost some of the quote from it.
Yeah, he says a line that's very similar to what he says in Phantom Menace, but yeah,
I'll have
it's
my
the same
vengeance.
voice, isn't it? Yeah. And yeah, he's gone on to a massive career, isn't he? He's been in so many films. He's doing very well for himself. Yeah. Dwayne Benson.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I'm trying to think what else I saw him in apart from Shaun of the Dead.
He was in John Wick. He was in one of the John Wick films.
Oh, of course, he's the guy.
Yeah.
That has the guns and stuff. That's what I was thinking of. I thought, it's in a hotel. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. He was also in a Spy with Melissa McCarthy. He was like the Italian agent who teams up with her, and he's always trying to hit on her and trying to touch her.
Yes.
He's like, ooh, I like a big lady like this, you know.
Well, my English is not so good, so it may sound off to you and stuff.
Yeah.
There you go. Olivia Williams
Yes.
reprising her. I didn't know she was in The Sixth Sense. I knew she was dressed the same. I didn't know it was her that got knocked down by the bike.
Yeah.
Why don't you look where you're bloody going?
I like how she's credited as irate cyclist. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. She's in Hot Fuzz, isn't she? Is it
I
her?
don't know. No, Kate Blanchett is in Hot Fuzz.
I thought, no. Yeah, allegedly.
know.
Your eyes.
Yeah, that's definitely Kate Blanchett. Yeah, it's not Olivia Williams.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Talk about it on your own channel. That's your first video, Mike.
Yeah.
His impression of Terry Wogan is pretty uncanny. His voices in general are very good, of course. Yes.
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 Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
he is great. Not that I can say his name. I think. Oh, hi. I think Matt Heap from Space was a great eccentric neighbor. Jim in Friday Night Dinner. Some top people come out of space to cast and go, yeah, I never watched Friday Night Dinner because it's got the in-betweeners guy in it.
Oh yeah, Simon Bird's in that one. Yeah. Will. Yeah.
Yeah, I never caught up with that.
No, let's give it a chance.
Is it worth it?
I'm sure it's on Film 4 streaming, Channel 4 streaming. Sorry. Yeah, it's all on there.
Wow. Yeah, Twist is like the only non-character in it. She was the only one you could take out and not miss anything from her, I think.
Yeah, I think the actress who plays her, and Jessica said she's sort of based on a college mate they knew that said she works in fashion, but she actually just works in the laundrette. She's not actually really in fashion. And I do like how Marsha just calls her, so how's your friend Twit? Yeah,
yeah, because she doesn't have much to do in the second season.
Not really, but I think it's because like Daisy needed the best friend, and obviously Tim's got a best friend. You know, he's got Mike, and she's got Twist. So I guess it was like two main characters, friends. Maybe that was the reason for it. Yeah.
Yeah, good old Mike and the Rough Ramblers because he can get back in the TAs. I put 12 rocks in my backpack for the canoe ride, and it couldn't take it. Yeah,
they always deal with. I don't know what it is with Edgar. He likes to sort of montage childhood trauma to say something very specific affected someone many years ago, and it's still affecting them as an adult. I mean, it's a common thing he likes to do. Falling out, being chased by dogs or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, and then she's chasing the dogs. Come back! I want you to be my friend. Peter Sarah Finowitz. Thank you, Ian Grant. Phonetics now I need. Names like Silent Nick seem so nostalgic to me now. Like, must be like parents' generation seeing Doreen and Yvonne.
Yeah.
Don't forget to wash your sheets. Yes, yeah, not many Mabel or Mauds now, or Kevin's and Gary's. Yes, they're dying out apparently.
Yep.
I was going to be called Gary. There you go. Gaza. I'm so glad my name's Dave. Good old Dave.
Yeah.
off the road. But yes, and then there's Colin the dog, which is actually
Yeah.
Ada the dog
Yeah.
in reality.
The dog's actually female, but they refer to it as a male dog. But yeah, and even for the retrospective, even the dog is on the interview as well with the trainer. Yeah, so
Is he wearing his ruff?
no, he didn't have that. No, like the trainer was talking, and Ada was just on her lap and just yawning and sort of just sitting there, just looking around. Yeah.
Colin.
Yeah.
Brian's dog get run over by an articulated lorry.
Oh,
Such vibrant colours.
No.
That's what made him want to be an artist.
Yes. Again, more trauma, more childhood trauma that they would always try and put.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Brian couldn't tell his mum he was an artist. He's pretending to be a lawyer.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Oh God.
Let's have a look at that episode. I should have written them down. But what do you make of Sophie with Tim?
Yeah, she was added quite late into the second series, and they were worried that the fans weren't going to take to her because they're bringing in someone else because they want Tim and Daisy to get together. But it turned out because they are so nice and likable, they were like, we want to hate this character, but she's too nice. So it's like,
Yes. Oh, it's her. Oh, but
Yeah.
she's cute and she's nice. She doesn't
Yeah.
do anything wrong in the whole series,
no,
episode she's in. And
Yeah.
then she buggered off the job at Marvel.
Eventually, yeah.
In San Francisco, is it? I think.
Yeah, somewhere in America, and it's like, how can you turn that down? Yeah.
Dance me, Colin, dance.
Yeah.
I wonder where the show would have gone next if they had made another series. Have they ever spoke of ideas and plans they didn't get to pursue? Sort of.
Yeah. I don't think they've even mentioned about, what they would have done. I think they've had like an idea of what the characters would be like now, but
Yes.
from the sounds of it, I think it was just 2 series and that was it. I don't think they even had plans to do a third one. But I mean, maybe there were a few ideas kicking around, but it's you'd like to think that maybe Edgar was firmly focused on making movies at that point. If I can get a series in, get some momentum, get noticed, then I can push forward my ideas for movies. Because he's always been a movie guy, Edgar. He wanted to sort of, make movies and that's it. And this was kind of the springboard he needed to get to movies.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen his Ant-Man.
Yes, that would have been interesting. Yeah, I think he had that idea way before the MCU even became a thing. And then obviously once they decided to introduce Ant-Man, they sort of thought about his idea and apparently he consulted with them. And I think he's still credited as writer on that.
Yeah, they used some ideas, but not most of it.
Yeah, and I think because at that time, because they were, excuse me, the MCU was sort of going along a certain path. I think Edgar's vision was probably a bit too out of the way for what they wanted to do, leading up to like the Avengers team ups and all that. And they felt maybe it was too much, So yeah, maybe it was like wrong place, wrong time. But at least he got a credit, and he probably got paid off as well for the script. So yeah, because I do remember, I think when it was announced that he wasn't doing it, I remember Joss Whedon shared a post of him holding up a cornetto saying, I'm sorry you're not doing it, but here's to you. So he was holding up a cornetto. Yeah.
So yes, Tim's surname Beasley is homage to comic artist Simon Beasley, who done what?
Was it Judge Dredd? Judge Dredd?
I think it was Judge Dredd 2000 AD stuff usually, because
Yes.
I think he might have done the drawings that Simon Pegg or Tim Beasley was supposed to have drawn. In the show, someone did those. I'm trying to think. Spoilers. So yeah, according to Simon Pegg, what the future held for the characters was always left ambiguous at the end of the show. But that hasn't stopped him imagining where they wound up. Tim and Daisy ended up together and have a daughter. Pegg said that they'd always planned for them to get together, even if it never occurred throughout the show. Brian has long and happy life with Twist. After his death, his work becomes incredibly popular and sells for millions. Twist ends up in suspended animation and awakens in the future where she finds, to her disgust, everyone wearing silver. Mike ends up with Dexter. Who's Dexter?
Oh,
Is he one of the privates or in his TA group?
Possibly. Let me cast
Reese
this.
Shearsmith. And
Yes, Dexter. Yes, that's Reese Shearsmith. Yeah, the Robot Wars.
I thought so.
Yeah.
And moves to South London. Pegg added that if there had been a third season, it would end in a Blake Seven style shootout. I never watched Blake Seven, so I don't know how that ended.
Yeah.
But he and Hayes knew that a season 2 finale would be the very last episode while they were writing it. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. They knew it going in.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Lassie was a male in real life.
That is true. Yes. Yep.
Playing a female. Sophie was hot. Blade Runner, Blade 7 reference appeared for a hairpin. There you go.
Yeah.
The dog from a thing has its own IMDb page, which always makes me smile talking of movie dogs.
Yeah, well, even Ada the dog on here
Very
has
clever
its TV profile as well. Like if you look, you go for the cast list. Yeah, Ada the dog, Colin. Yeah, 2 episodes.
It's like the dog from Precious from Silence of the Lambs is in, was she in The Burbs and Batman Returns?
Yeah, and looking at it, sadly, Ada passed away in 2010. Sadly, yeah.
Oh, cheers for that.
Sorry. Yeah. That's pretty good for a dog.
Yeah, I thought so. I couldn't remember anything he said about space. Remember his time in, you mentioned his time in school and teens and stuff, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it got to the point before, I don't know if it even got, I can't remember how far it got, but yeah. It's a shame he doesn't reference Spaced. That was probably his big break. Because he didn't guest house Paradiso, of course.
Yes. The dad, I think Mr. Smile or Mr. Happy, I think he's called, or something.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Good call. I remember flicking through the index of John Cleese's autobiography and seeing Clockwise was mentioned on one page. Oh, made me sad. I feel that's the Scientology people might have got to Peg. He seems different now somehow. He does not want us to upset his Hollywood overlords, I'm sure.
Probably not, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he defends Star Wars a lot. Even though he was burning all his Return of the Jedi in this stuff in this film. Oh yeah, one of the TA group Robot War people, I think. Yeah, that's Dexter.
Okay, yeah.
The dog from Gremlins is played by Mushroom and is in Pumpkinhead also. There you go. I think I've seen Buck from Married and Children in something. I can't remember what it is now. I think it was Scrooged. Right. Yeah, director Edgar Wright was notorious for doing many takes. I can't imagine why. Yeah, they had one camera, a tiny set, and a tiny budget. They shot on video and then compressed it to make it look like film.
Which did, yes.
Only works.
And yeah, from the making of, you can see like there's a few times where Edgar's just there with one camera, moving this, trying to get it all done. And there were a few times when they were trying to do like a few lighting shots, and they were like trying to do take after take, and it wasn't working, and you could see them getting a bit sort of, we've got to stand here and do this. We're running out of time. Got a deadline to keep, and they did try to make it as good as they can, but it wasn't perfect from the looks of it. There were a few problems here and there.
Yeah. Right, where is it? Oh. What's going on? He's buggered off. I just want to think. There is not much on the internet about this first show. You can visit the house, which is 23 Meteor Street in London.
Yes, and during that retrospective, they do go to a lot of the locations, to a lot of the high streets and the cafes, or whatever. And when they were filming at the house, there were some people who were taking pictures who were Space fans, and then they actually met them there. And the chances of that happening, wow.
Yeah, that was two lucky people. But yeah, so yeah, I don't think there's. Have you got any other details?
Just trying to think. Just going through the episodes again. If there was any other sort of highlights,
because there's
obviously the film references were hilarious. I mean, going back to the Robot Wars one, I did notice there were red lights on the front of their robot to resemble.
Oh yeah,
in some ways, like,
definitely Kit.
Yeah, and particularly in the episode when Tim is trying to get through his trauma from Phantom Menace, and then he starts working at the other comic book shop, and and Bill Bailey's like, "So Tim, come back. I want you back." It's like, "Well, I like it here." It's like, "Well, can't you just get fired?" And then he says to the new owner, "Hey, Babylon 5's rubbish. Get out." What a way to get fired in the comic book industry. Just say a show's rubbish, and that can.
Yeah. Well, they must have been very deep. I do like the start of episode 6 with "Come On Eileen" playing, spills his, and Brian spills the guy's pint.
That's it. Yeah. And again, we briefly mentioned it in the second series with the Matrix style as well, trying to get the picture back of him drawing a picture of the guy that turned him down, saying, "I'm the world's biggest wanker." Yeah, don't show him this picture. Yeah.
But Dwayne, damn, I thought something then. Of course, yeah. Apparently the American remake, Mike's character wasn't allowed to have guns.
Yes, I did hear this was a thing, which I mean, you can obviously understand, but
yeah, the landmine in this one.
Well, we have paintball guns as well, so does that count as well? But
oh yes, shoots people in the nuts. Kids will copy that.
Yeah. But overall, I'm just really annoyed with myself that I didn't see it when it first premiered. I'm just glad I discovered it a few years later.
Well, that's all right.
And just amazed that I didn't hear about it, because it did prove to be very popular. It was kind of like, oh, have you seen Spaced? Have you seen Spaced? You need to watch Spaced. But no one I knew at that time was talking about it until I met my wife, because she was a fan of it. And then since then, you find out people did watch it and people still talk about it. And it's constantly on Channel 4 streaming and it's still referenced today. And I think because Edgar's got a lot of fans, people have gone back to it for that reason. They've seen his films and realised, oh, he actually did a TV show. And I think that's helped it as well. His film profile has really helped this show gain more momentum as we go on. Yeah, it really has. Because they love him in the States. Yeah. They do.
Let's just have Edgar Wright. I think born in April 1974. Old bastard. Right. Last Night in Soho, Baby Driver, Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so he hasn't done anything since 2021.
Not really, no. Yeah.
I know he does have a big break. Oh, he's up for the new Running Man, isn't he? That was him.
Yeah, that's what he's
heard about him recently.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. I mean, I'm open to it, but if he's going to do it, then he's going to do something different. So it's not going to be like the Schwarzenegger film. I know full well he'll try. He might adapt it closer to the book, maybe.
Yeah, allegedly, that's what I heard. He was close to the book.
Yeah, and also he did the fake trailer in Grindhouse called "Don't."
Don't.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't
do that. No. And many have said, when are we going to get Don't? When are we going to get the horror film Don't? Just please make that. Yeah.
It's not the only one that's left of those fake trailers that's not been made.
Yeah, because I know Eli Roth has now done Thanksgiving, which was eventually made.
I haven't seen that. I keep forgetting, man. I was going to wait till this November now.
Yeah, I need to watch that again. I haven't seen it yet. I still haven't watched Last Night in Soho. I bought it. I haven't watched it yet, but I do need to check that out. And I recently found out he is now a governor of the BFI. Recently, he was. So he's, which is a very prestigious role, I'm sure, and requires a lot of responsibility. And he's quite proud of that. And I've seen his Blu-ray collection. He's probably got 3 times as many shelves as I have, and you have put together. I mean,
lousy rich bastard.
Yeah, and I will say, I have seen it
for free as well.
I did see him in public once during when I was in Fop Covent Garden, the HMV store they've got. Yeah, it was just for a brief second. I was in there just looking around, and all of a sudden I saw this guy walk past. Yeah, thick black hair, beard.
That's him.
Right. just looking. Is that? Yeah, it's Edgar. Yeah, and he went in. He picked up some discs. He paid for it. He walked out. So I did see him in Fop Covent Garden, just doing the exact same thing I was doing.
I see, Mr. Trick. Because I saw one of the League of Gentlemen in Cardiff, Mothercare.
Really? Oh, really?
So I ran outside, bought a big issue. Got him to run back and got him to sign it.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because it's a big issue, a bit like Bunty, but written by tramps.
That's the one. Yes. If you have,
I've still got it, but unfortunately the penmanship has faded.
Okay, but so who was it? Which one of the League of Gentlemen?
Not Rhys Shearsmith and not Mark Gatiss.
Steve Pemberton.
That's him. I can remember that one.
Yeah, and Jeremy's the other one who doesn't appear.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Because he's the director. Like Edgar Wright doesn't appear on camera much either.
Sort of, just mainly a writer, and I think in the League of Gentlemen, you see his face occasionally. He shows up in some, like some random guy.
I think he's in the film, isn't he?
Yeah, Well, in fact, no, he's actually played by someone else in the film, but I think he's
Oh,
still
that's it. Yeah,
from somewhere. Yeah, yeah. Jeremy Dyson. Yes.
that's him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before Spaced, he made Asylum with what was it? Simon Pegg and Jessica Hines. Oh no, was she Jessica Stevenson back then, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was credited as Stevenson then. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
did.
Asylum. Yeah, Asylum. I've never seen. That's.
I should have watched it because it's only
Yeah.
6 episodes, I think.
Yeah.
Mash
on
and
the old-
Peas, which is 9 episodes. I've never heard of that one.
No.
He did a film called A Fistful of Fingers in '95, but then he did a TV miniseries of Is It Bill Bailey? So that's where he met him.
Okay. Yeah.
Directed one segment of French and Saunders.
Mm-hmm.
He did the Blue Tones music video, explains why they're in Spaced.
Yep.
Mint Royale Blue Song. Oh, that was after. So there we go.
And, but yeah, he seems to have quite a bit
We
in
got
the running.
Because yeah, he must have been keeping. If it's been 3 years since his last release, and that would have been 4 years before he started making out. Lenny Henry kissed me on the forehead outside Barclays Bank in Stoke. Amazing. Yeah. As he says, yes. Right, where am I? Oh, done that one. Hey, Big Bowski's here. The dude's here. Space passed me by. Never seen one episode. Well,
Trevor, what you
if you
doing?
like with TV shows, British TV shows, a lot of movie TV show references, then this is it for you.
Yeah, just go to Channel 4 streaming and it's on there. Yeah, 14 episodes, very quick. It won't take long to get through. Yeah. Channel 4 streaming.
25 minutes, if that, an episode.
Yeah.
I love the story of Commode and Freakin being at the Exeter steps and someone asking Freakin to take a picture, having no idea who he was.
I didn't know about that.
That's well, you wouldn't, would you? Who knows what directors look like? Freakin always told the best stories. He was the ultimate raconteur director. Yeah, he didn't care what he said.
No, he didn't. No.
I always remember for Don't they said they took the film into the car park and stood on it to get the look they wanted. All scratches and bits on the screen and hairs.
Yeah, because I'm glad I was able to pick up the actual version of Grindhouse because I've got the two films separately, Death Proof and Planet Terror. But I'm going to pick up Grindhouse, which does have, Planet Terror first, then it has the trailers, then it has Death Proof. And I don't know if that Blu-ray is still available of actually having the full version with both films in there with the trailers in the middle. I don't know if you can still get that, but
yeah, I should imagine that's very out of print and very valuable. I'll give you a 50p for it.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the Blu-ray. Yeah, of Grindhouse.
Oh yeah.
And it's got both films there. Yeah, with the trailers in there. So yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you can watch Planet Terror, watch that trailers, and then turn it off.
I like Death Proof.
I do not.
Well, to be fair, that probably has one of the best car battles ever. I mean, the car stuff in that is just off the page, bonkers. Well, you weren't too keen on it, no? Okay. Each their own, then. Yeah, I can understand. Why
I'm right.
I understand why people aren't keen on Death Proof, but yeah, I think it's amazing. I like it. Yeah.
The only good bit is what's her name, Mary, in the cheerleader uniform, and then she
Mary Elizabeth.
Yeah. She disappears for half the film, and you never see her.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, and then of course she was in Scott Pilgrim as Ramona Flowers.
Ah, yes.
Well, yeah.
Lovely eyes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, I'm out of stuff to talk about now because there isn't much out there because it's a British show. There's that.
It's like I said, it's very highly recommended. It's a very easy watch, and watching it again recently, it's aged very well, and I think the references still hold up very nicely. I still chuckle when I see certain things, and with Edgar's way of working, you might notice even more things that you didn't see previously, or you might have forgotten about, because there's just so much detail in there that, similar to the Young Ones Bambi episode, there's still stuff in there you forget about, and it's the same with Space. There's like lots of little details and tributes and references to other things, and it's a very well made show, and it's just nice that it's just short and sweet and fondly remembered, and people still like it.
Yeah, because there's a reference to bloody Shit, what the rough bloody film is. The kids playing gangsters with shooting pies instead of guns, which is in the food fight episode, and then they stop for the piano, which
That's
is
it, yeah. Yeah.
I can't think of the damn film.
Yeah.
Someone tell me before we wrap this up. I want to bug me one. It's got Jodie Foster in it. He was filming something trying to praise up Stoker, and that I was the only person that's joined in. Oh, is that Lenny Henry? Sorry. No, no one's a fan of Stoker for some reason. He was on the trend. Simon and then did a Q&A as a preview for Shaun of the Dead, and they spoke about their love of American Werewolf and Romero zombie films at length. Space shows how much they are film geeks.
Yes.
Yeah, they know their Romero, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
Well, although it was only 3 films by then, wasn't it? Which is before
probably would.
They were in Land of the Dead as a couple of zombies.
That's it. Yeah, that came probably up. Yeah, about 2005. That came out. Land of the Dead. Yeah.
Death Proof is banging, and the one shot of Kurt looking into the camera is so freaky. It looks so old-fashioned. So yes, good old Bugsy Malone. Thank you, Ian. That's it.
Yeah.
Of course, Ian. Aren't they in Land of the Dead? Yes, they are. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
No, it's not Edgar, is it?
In what? Sorry,
Nick Frost. Nick Frost
it's
is
Simon
in
and Nick.
Land of the Dead.
Yeah, Simon and Nick are in Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Playing zombies. Yeah, they're sort of in the background. You don't really sort of. Yeah, they're kind of just there. You know.
Yeah, they're just
sort of
chained up and getting stuff thrown at them or something, aren't they?
doing that. Yeah. 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 I need to watch Land of the Dead again.
We'll wrap this up. So thanks.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there 2 others after Land of the Dead? Diary, an Island, or something, isn't it?
I can't remember. Too many.
No, no one remembers those 2. But yes, Ben will be back in July, I hope, for Cannonball Run 2.
Well, we can do. Oh no, we got Bill and Ted first, didn't we?
Oh, Bill and Ted's upset. Oh, I forgot. I saw that
that's the end of
earlier.
the
I thought, when is that? That's July.
It's the end of the month. I'm sure it's the last week in June. I'm sure it's like
There we go.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that'll be a most triumphant time, sure.
Yes, so we'll catch you then, everyone. So thanks for joining us, Ian.
Thank you.
Boy, Big Lebowski, reading movies. Everyone else who's here, movie. The internet's breaking down. Quick, abort. We're leaving. Good night.